Okay, good morning. Welcome to
FamilyMath73.
73. So today we were gonna try to measure, do the Pythagorean theorem on an entire soccer field, but it turns out what happened?
There's a game going on.
Yeah, there's people actually playing soccer on a soccer field. Who does that? So what we're gonna do is it's also marked out for little kids soccer, right? It's actually the soccer field that you play on. So we're gonna measure the short soccer field, and we're gonna see if the Pythagorean theorem holds. We're gonna measure the length, we're gonna measure the width, and then we're going to measure the diagonal, and we're going to see about the Pythagorean theorem, okay? But we don't have a good way to measure it, because we can't take a ruler and measure it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to measure it by our number of steps, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to have to step very carefully and see what our numbers are.
Okay.
Are you ready to do it?
Yeah.
All right, high five. All right, here we go. Okay, and here we go. We're just finishing off our last little pacing out of this field.
All right. Are you guys ready now?
Here.
All right, switch.
How many was that?
It was about 70. All right.
73. Okay. Great. Okay, so we got it all figured out, so we're going to go home and check. But first we need to go say hi to some dogs. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay, so we're inside for FamilyMath73 now to see if our footsteps were good predictors of the Pythagorean theorem. So we had a small kids soccer field, and we measured the width with our number of steps, the length with our number of steps, and the diagonal with our number of steps. So I went first, and for me, the length was 48 steps, the width was 29 steps, and my diagonal was 56 steps.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, it turns out, if we're going to look at the Pythagorean theorem, we should have the width squared plus the length squared should be equal to the diagonal squared. Now, it won't be perfect because our steps aren't quite perfect, right?
No.
But let's see, for me, I got 48 squared, which is 2304, plus the width squared, so 29 squared, which is 841. Is this about equal to 56 squared, which is 3136? Okay, so is let's do 2,300 plus 900, or plus 800, I mean. What's 23 plus 8?
23 plus 8.
31. So 2,300 plus 800 is about 3,100, and then I have 4 plus 41 is 36. This is actually real lucky. It's very, very close, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy about that. Now let's check your steps. Okay. You had 60 squared, which is
3,600.
3,600, plus the length squared, 37 squared, which we calculated as 1,369. But you know what 70 squared is, right?
That's 4,900.
4,900. Okay, so is 3,600 plus 1,369 about very close to 4,900?
Yeah, it's only 69 off.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so good job. Now let's take a look at your steps. So 66 squared is about 4,356 plus 42 squared, which is 1,764. Now the question is this about 5,329, which is 73 squared? Well, here we've got a little bit of a problem because 4,300 plus 1,000 gets us 5,300. Yeah, but do you remember at the end on your diagonal when the soccer guys came on the field and I said, "Oh, come over here," you ran a little bit?
Yeah.
That probably shortened up your steps. So if instead of 73 steps, because you had to take some pretty quick at the end, you took 78 steps, which is only a little bit more, right?
Yeah. So 78.
Yeah, this would, if you had 78 steps, this would be about right.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe next time we'll go out, we'll see if it's more like 78. But this is pretty cool. We found for our two, the Pythagorean theorem worked out pretty well, and for yours it was close, but maybe because you had to run at the end to get away from the soccer guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this all worked out pretty well, didn't it? It's pretty cool. So we found out the Pythagorean theorem works around the house yesterday,
Yeah.
and it also works on soccer fields.
Yeah.
All right, pretty cool, pretty fun. Good job, guys.